Yeah, hi. So these are the three things we need to learn regarding that Node.js installation and FS model in the REPL. Okay. So in the last class we have seen regarding that what is a Node.js. So basically, Node.js is the server-side JavaScript runtime environment, and that allows you to run that JavaScript outside the browser. Okay, and basically it's built on that like Chrome V8 JavaScript engine. Like why? Because it's making it fast and efficient for the building the scalable, fast and lightweight server side and that network applications. Okay, so here we have seen the three things. One, it's a runtime environment, and one, it's a server side, and one, it's a API. Okay, and so first thing, it's a Node.js installation. So the thing is, like, why we need that why do we need that Node.js? Okay, so we need some reasons about that particular Node.js installation purpose. Okay, the first thing, for the building the web servers, we need that Node.js installation. So here we can create the server using the JavaScript. Okay, and the second thing, there is a npm. So npm means it's a node package manager. Okay, so basically this is used for the managing the JavaScript library and packages. Okay, the same thing here I have open, like I have googled that npm.npmjs.com. Okay, so here we can able to see the packages and that libraries. Okay, I will search regarding for example, I will search the jest. Okay, so when I search the just is a basically framework for the testing purpose. Okay, so when I click on this thing, so you'll get one installation purpose, there is npm install and jest. So we have to use in our project. Okay, so like this is the thing we can say regarding the npm is the node package manager. Okay, and third thing, there is a test JavaScript code. JavaScript code. Okay, so basically here we can run the JavaScript directly into the terminal. Okay, so using the Node.js we can able to run the directly into the terminal. Okay, and the fourth thing, so we need to create the backend APIs. Okay, so here we can see that we can build that powerful backend services using the Node.js. So here that Node.js installation is mandatory. Okay, and the last point, so basically we can take that real-time apps. Actually, real-time apps, so basically we can develop the real-time application dashboard or some other applications as well. Okay, so these are the five things. Okay, so for the five things we need that Node.js installation. Okay, for that thing you need to go to the particular Node.js organization, that is node.js.organization. Okay, so here you have to download the that setup file and you have to run in your system. Okay, and basically make sure that it should download there is a LTS download LTS in the sense like long term support. LTS version we can say, LTS version in the sense a long term support. Okay, here I will show you that thing. Not here, 1 minute. LTS. Yeah, so here you can see there is a LTS, like that version is a 22.11.15.0. It's a LTS, means it's a long term support. So we have the latest version as well, latest in the sense current. Okay, so I'm not supposed to use that particular latest version. So why? Because that latest version in under the development purpose. So I basically it's not a best practice to use that current version. So best practice to use, there is a LTS. Okay, so you have to download that LTS version and you have to run run that installer, and after that you have to accept some license, and then you can continue the things. Okay, so after the installation about the Node.js, okay, so you have to open the command prompt. Okay, in the Mac we have to open the terminal, in the Windows we have to open in the command prompt. Okay, so there we have to check terminal. So here you can see a terminal. Here I'll check that node version. Okay, so here we are able to see that node version. Okay, suppose if it is Mac, so then we have to install that homebrew kind of things. Okay, and suppose if we have some Linux, so then so we have to use the sudo. Okay, so for the Mac, so we have to use, there is a homebrew, and for the Linux we need that sudo. Like these are the commands we have to use for the installation purpose. Okay, for the Windows it's easy only, so we can just run the command, like run that application, then we will get the automatically everything actually. Okay, uh, we have some real world scenarios, okay, in this thing. Okay, the first thing, there is a REST API. These are the real world scenarios actually. Okay, REST API. So basically we can use the Node.js to build the APIs for the web, for the web applications. Okay, and the next thing, there is a one thing, there is automation. So here we can able to see that that automate the task like file manipulation and data processing. Okay, and so there is one more thing regarding that front-end package management. Front-end package management. Okay, so here we can able to see that the manage the packages like webpack and the ESLint for the front-end development actually. Okay, so these are the installation process, and these are the real-time scenario. Okay, so yeah, apart from this thing, so we need to see regarding that FS model. Okay, FS model. Okay, so FS model, in the sense it's a file system. Okay, that file system module is the core Node.js module, we can say. Okay, is the core Node.js module. Okay, basically that allows you to interact with the files and directories in your system actually. So here we can able to like we can able to create a read and write and update the folders using this model actually. So basically this is a library only we have to import. So in a particular file, so in there we can able to write the files, we can able to read the files, we can able to delete the files. Okay, so basically we can make the entire the CRUD operations here. So then how to use this FS model then? So the thing is like, so we have to use, there is a const fs is equal to class. So here, so we have to import like this. FS model we have to import like this. Okay, the first thing we can see regarding that reading a file. So we need to know how to read the file actually using the FS. Okay, in this thing, so we have some methods. Okay, there is a method called fs dot read file. Okay, so basically that fs dot read file is the method. Okay, is provided by that Node.js FS model. Okay, and this method allows us to read the content of the file from our system storage. Like it will read like the dot txt, okay, and dot json and dot html. So these are the extension we can use uh, for the file purpose, so we can able to read those things actually using that fs.read file. And basically it works asynchronously, so meaning it does not block actually, and it read the file in the background and it call the function when it is done. Okay, so here we have to see that as well. So fs module, so fs module, so basically fs module is the thing is like built, it's a built-in module, we can say built-in module in the Node.js to work file system, to work with file system. Okay, and second thing, there is a method called fs.read file, fs.read file. So basically it's a method to read the file content. Okay, it's a method, it's a method to read file content. Okay, and third thing, we need one thing, there is a utf-8. So why we are using the utf-8? In the sense it's a encoding format, so it's a encoding format. Okay, it helps that convert the file data from binary to the readable text. Okay, that utf-8 is basically encoding format, and it helps to convert file data from the binary to the readable text. Okay, so we can do in the code wise. Okay, so here first thing we have to import that fs module. Okay, so there is a require fs module, so then we have to read that fs.read file. Okay, so we read file, for example we have some config.json, so we have to create that file as well, config.json. Okay, so basically, so this file we have to create here actually. Okay, not a folder, sorry, config. Okay, config, so here we have to create that json. Okay, here I will update the name. Okay, name abc. Okay, I will update that. Okay, got. Okay, so here this is the installation purpose regarding that fs module. Okay, this is a method that read file to read the content about the from the file. Okay, and this is a utf-8. Okay, utf-8, so basically it's an encoding format. Okay, it helps to convert that file file data from the binary to readable text. Okay, and this is a one callback function. So this is the callback function, it's called once the file is ready. Okay, so this is a callback function, like once the that it called the the file is ready. Okay, so now we can run this code, node space index.js. Okay, So in the terminal you can see, so we are getting that JSON data in the output. So here we are able to read the data from that config.json. Okay, so basically like this first line we are able like here we are able to see that import the fs module, and the second line, so basically that we have used that fs read file to read that file asynchronously, and here we have updated something, that condition regarding that handling the errors. Suppose if you have any error, so it will throw the error as well instead of output of about the JSON. Okay, so now we can see about so this is regarding the read file. So now we have to see regarding that write to a file. So write to a file. Okay, so here we have to use the method called write file. Okay, so basically that fs.write file is the method from the Node.js file system module, and basically that let you create the new file or override the existing file with the data you provide. Okay, and it's also that asynchronous operation. Okay, and meaning like it runs in the background, it does not block other code from the running. The same thing, the same asynchronous operations. Okay, so basically here also we can able to see that fs module is the basically it's a provide the handling the function in the Node.js file handling function in the Node.js, and there is a fs.write file. So here we can able to write the data to the file asynchronously. Okay, and we have to create some like we have to create one file. The file name is the report.txt. Okay, so here yeah, this is the file. So basically so we have to update some like content in this file actually. Okay, so we'll go to the code, then you can then you will get understanding regarding that write file. Okay, so first thing, it's like this is a mandatory regarding that fs module we have to import, and instead of read file I'll use that write file. Okay, and here I'll use that instead of JSON I'll use that report.txt. okay, and here I'll update this content actually, like this is a report. Okay, so here one minute, I'll run this code. Okay, so right side you can see I have created that file, that report.txt. So after running this command, so like it automatically created that file actually. So I'll delete again and I'll show you the things. Okay, so I'll run this command node.index.js. okay, so here we are able to see that new file and along with that content. So basically this is regarding that write file. Okay, that APS module in the sense is provide the file handling function in the Node.js. APS module in the sense like it's provide that file handling function in the Node.js, and that APS write file is basically write the data to the file asynchronously. Okay, and this is the report.txt is the name of the file to be created. Okay, and the next thing, so we have updated comment here. So this is the comment. Okay, so this is the comment. So basically this is the content to write inside the file. Okay, and after that we can able to see that callback as well. So in this thing you can see this is a callback. So this is the callback. Okay, this function called once the writing like that writing is done. Okay, so this is regarding that write file. Okay, the next thing I will go to the appending the file. appending appending to a file. So here there is a method called fs.append file. Append file. Okay, so basically that fs.append file is the method, okay, in the Node.js file system module, and basically that allows you to add the content to the uh, end of an existing file without without overwriting the existing content. So suppose if the file is that does not exist, so then it will create that new one actually. So basically like fs.read file and that fs.write file, it's also that asynchronous, meaning that Node.js app can keep doing other tasks while the file is being updated in the background. Okay, the same thing we have to use here, that is the append file. Okay, so I'll change that, instead of report I'll update something regarding abc. Okay, I'll run this code. Yeah, so here we are able to see that the same thing, just the thing is like, so basically that fs.append file is the thing is like it's allows you to add the content to the end of the existing file without overwriting its existing content, we can say. Okay, and the next thing there is a regarding that deleting a file. Deleting a file. Okay, so for that thing, so we have the method called fs dot unlink. fs dot unlink. Okay, so basically suppose we want to delete the temporary files after they are not like they are no longer needed, so we can use this method to delete the particular that files, otherwise folders. Okay, so here we can able to see that again that fs dot module. So basically fs dot module in the sense like it helps in the interacting with the file system. Okay, and we'll see that unlink. Okay, I'll okay unlink. So this is abc dot text. What is the error? There is a function validator. There is a cd arguments, the type utf received the. Okay, 1 minute. So this is the abc dot text. Okay, this is the unlink. Okay, and this is the data. Okay, 1 minute. If it is the error, okay, so here I will update like deleted. So this is the path. Again I got the error. sorry, we don't need to use that particular UTF. Okay, and we don't need that data as well. Yes, so here we can able to see that deleted things actually, and here we're not able to see that abc.txt file. Okay, so the thing is like, so we need to avoid that UTF. Okay, so like the thing is like, we don't have any content in this thing in the sense, so we don't need that UTF as well. So UTF is need to convert that binary to readable format. Okay, so these are the thing regarding that FS model. Okay, yeah, so and we can able to create that directory as well. Okay, so we have seen just the file, like creating the file, deleting the file, updating the file, and that reading the file as well. Okay, so here we need to creating a directory as well. So directory in the sense like a folder. So for that thing, so we have the method called fs.mkdir. mkdir. Okay, so basically that fs.mkdir is the method from the file system module in the Node.js. Okay, and basically that helps you to create the new directory. The new directory in the sense it's a folder. It's a folder. Okay, in your system, and it's also asynchronous. For example, so we need to create one folder to store the user uploaded files. Otherwise you can guess anything. Okay, the thing is like, just we have to use here, there is a, this is a mandatory, we need to import that fs module. Okay, and apart from that thing, we have to use that method called the mkdir. Okay, so in this thing, yeah, in this thing, so here I need to change the content. Okay, uh, folder created. Okay, so now I'll do one thing. So here I'll change this one, and I'll add uploads. Okay, so so here we can able to see that uploads folder in the right side. Okay, we can see here, so we have like we are able to create that directory in that right side actually, so using that fs.mkdir. Okay, and we can able to remove the directory as well. So we can able to remove the directory as well. For that thing, so we have the different that method. Okay, directory. So there is a method called fs.rmdir. Okay, so basically this is a method also from the Node.js file system module, and basically that allows you to remove the directory, otherwise delete the directory. And the thing is like, the one thing, like this method the only works if the directory is empty. Okay, and it's also that asynchronous actually. Okay, so right now this upload directory is the empty, so here I'll change that mkdir to rmdir. Okay, so I'll run this code. Okay, so here we are not able to see that uploads file, uploads folder. Okay, so like this is regarding that file file system module in the Node.js. And the basically one thing, so we have that modern usage with the promises as well, with promises. So basically the Node.js provide the promise based version of the APS module, so which is which is allowed to use that async and await for the cleaner and more readable code. So we can use that async and await instead of the callback. So why? Because it making code that easier to read and that cleaner to manage and better for the error handling purpose. So in the async and await, so we have to use that error handling purpose. There is a try and catch. Okay, for example, I read the code here. So there is a const fs is equal to, we have to import that require fs. Okay, and here we have to use that promises. Okay, after that we have to use that async. So before function name, so we have to use that async keyword. Okay, async, there is a function, and so I have to create one name. There is a read complete. So this is other function name. Okay, so here I have to I have to handle the errors. Okay, for that thing I have to use the try and catch method. Okay, in that try I'll create the new variable. Okay, the thing is like new variable in the sense I need to read the files. Okay, so I'll use that that fs dot read file. I want to read the file actually. So just we are doing using that promises. Earlier we are using that callback, so now we are able to see that using that promises. So it's a more it's a more easier than that callback actually. Okay, so a read file. Okay, so here I can add that config.json, and here we have to give that utf as well for the converting from the binary to readable format. Okay, so now just we have to console .log, and this is the config, and here we need to update the data. Okay, this data this data we need to console. Okay, and we need to update that error as well in the catch. So here we will give that error, and in the console we will give that comment, there is a failed. Okay, just we need to run that function. Okay, we will copy this code and run. So what's wrong with async config? Okay, so I'll run this command, and index.js failed. Why? Okay, sorry, so we have to use that utf instead of utp. Yeah, so here we are able to see that JSON data using that promises. So earlier we were using that callback, so now we are using that async and await. Okay, so basically this require fs dot promises, in the sense it loads the promise based fs model, and this is the async function. Okay, it declares the function that can use that await, and basically this await fs read model read file. So basically it reads the file asynchronously, waits for the completion, and basically this is try and catch. This is a try and catch. The catch the any it catches the any error. Okay, file not found or any read failure. Then we can able to see that error actually in the cache. Suppose if you have any successful things, suppose if we have successful things in the sense, suppose if we got the data, so we can able to see the data in the under the try. Okay, so this is regarding the file system. So next thing we can go to the REPL. REPL. Okay, so basically that REPL stands for the read, eval, and print and loop. Okay, that read and that eval and that print and that loop. Okay, so it's a programming environment used to interact with the language in the interactive way. Okay, and basically it allows you to enter the code and immediately see your result actually, and you can do that repeat the process as well. So basically these are the four things. Okay, so we can able to see in the particular the shell, otherwise in the terminal. Read in the sense this is when the system accept your inputs. Okay, it wait for you to type in something and command or piece of code. Okay, so this is regarding the read. Eval in the sense basically once you type the type in something, so then system processes and it to understand that what you are typing to do. And for example, if you are entering the mathematical expressions for example 2 plus 3, so it knows it knows to add those two numbers actually for regarding that eval. Okay, what about print in the sense? So basically after evaluating that your input, the system shows you the result. Okay, so that after evaluating of the 2 plus 3, okay, it prints that 5 on the your screen actually. Okay, and after that there is a loop. So basically this process keeps repeating after printing the result, and it wait for you to enter the next command as well. So you can we can keep testing different piece of code one after another actually. So read in the sense so the thing is this is when the system accept the input, and it wait for the it wait for you to type something in command or piece of code like that. Okay, so here we can use that you go to the particular terminal, and here we can type the node. Okay, so after typing the node, we'll get the one shell actually like this. So here we have to use that thing actually regarding the REPL. So I'll use that 2 plus 3, it's a 5. Okay, the thing is so then why that REPL is the useful. Okay, why we are learning that REPL and why it's useful. So basically the one thing, it's a experimentation. Okay, we can quickly test out the small piece of code without needing to write the full program actually. Okay, and the next thing, there is a learning a tool. Okay, so it's a great for the beginners because of we can try things are interactively and see the results immediately. So basically we can say it's a learning tool. Okay, and the thing is like next thing, it's a debugging. So if you are debugging, so we can test the different different expressions to check the what what might be going the wrong in our code actually. So it's helpful for the debugging purpose as well. So there are three things we are using that REPL. One thing, it's a experimentation, and the next thing, it's a learning tool, and the third thing, it's a debugging purpose. Then the thing is like where we can use this REPL. So basically we can use our browser developer console. Okay, uh, like in the JavaScript side, in the like browser side. Suppose if you want to use in the in the Node.js side, so you have to use that CMD. Okay, uh, CMD in the Windows, and that Mac in the it's a terminal. Then browser developer console, in the sense we can open the that JavaScript console in the browser. Okay, so we can type the JavaScript directly in the C result. For example, I will show you here. Inspect in this thing. Here we can able to do the things 2 plus 3 here in the Node.js. So if you want to if we have the Node.js installed, then we can open the terminal and we can type the node and to enter the REPL. So here we have done that thing actually. So after opening that particular terminal, so we have used the command called node. After running that node, so we are able to see the shell. Okay, in that shell we can able to perform the REPL expressions. So the we need to use we need to launch using that node actually, and you will see this prompt. Okay, where we can start the typing the JavaScript JavaScript code. Okay, we'll see some basic maths operations here. Okay, so we can perform the simple math directly in the REPL. So there's a 2 plus 3 is the 5, and 15 plus 3 something 3 is the thing. Okay, and that 9 minus 4, it's a 5. Okay, we are able to see that 3 2 power 2 power of 3 as well. Okay, so these are the regarding that basic math operations, and we can able to see that basic using the variables as well. So we can define the variable and perform the operations with them. For example, let a equal to something regarding 10. Okay, and I'll create that let b is equal to something regarding 5. Okay, and this I'll do one thing, a plus b anything. Okay, so you'll get the output. So this is regarding that using the variables. So we can use that a string as well. For example, let a let name is equal to abc. Okay, and so here I will do one thing. There is a name plus and abc def. Okay, you can see the output. There is a this is the one variable regarding the string, and remaining string I have updated with that name. So this is regarding that using the variables. Okay, so we can work with arrays as well. So how means we can create we can create and manipulate the arrays as well. The same thing. How means let I'll create some array. There is a quotes. Okay, so here I'll do one thing. There is an apple. Okay, and there is a banana. Okay, and there is a orange. Okay, so this is one array. Okay, so we can able to manipulate the array as well. So how means So we mean to we want to update one more fruit into that particular fruits array. Okay, for that thing, so I'll use that fruits dot push fruit dot push. I will update the grapes as of now. So now I'll check that fruits. I'll check that fruits. Okay, now we are able to see that apple, banana, orange and grapes. So we can able to manipulate the array as well, and we can check that length fruits. Okay, dot length. Okay, so we can able to see the other methods as well, and we can able to see the particular index is same as well. So how means there is a fruits, okay, with, yes, we can able to use that indexes as well. Okay, the next thing we can use the functions. Like here we can able to define and call the function in this terminal. That how means there is a one function. Okay, so here I'll add, and here I'll add the parameters. There is x and y, and here I'll return that x plus y. Okay, here I'll close that curly braces, and here I'll call that function. Something, what's wrong with, okay, what is the, sorry, yield, no, y, one minute, I'll create function. Here I'll return that x plus y, and here I'll complete those things, and here I'll call that add. So here we are able to see that 7. Okay, and we can able to do the multiple operations as well here. The how means let, for example, I'll create that multiply. Okay, so here I'll use that arrow function. Okay, that x comma y, and here I'll do that x into y. Okay, here I will use that multiple and 3 and 5. Okay, so we are able to see that output. Okay, and here we have used that arrow function. Here we have used that function declaration. Okay, and so here we can able to work with the objects as well. So in the object, in the sense, we can create and access the properties of the object as well. So how means so I'll create one object. The person object name is a person. Okay, so here I'll create the object. There is a name. Okay, that ABC, and here I'll let that age is the 29. Okay, so now I need the particular name. So for that thing, I'll print person dot name. So we are able to see that name only, and we are able to see that persons as well. Person dot age. So basically in this in this object, we don't have any other variable, any other keys, any other properties. We don't have any other properties, so we can able to add the properties as well. How means there is a person dot city I will update is equal to something regarding that Bangalore. I will update the Bangalore. Okay, so here we are able to see that Bangalore. Okay, so after running this person, so we are able to see the three things. One, it's a name, age and city. Okay, so we can able to do that using the built-in models as well. So built-in models in the sense, there is a FS model, so we can use the Node.js built-in models like FS, path, OS directly in the REPL. For example, I'll create here. So I'll import that first. Fs is equal to require there is a fs. Okay, and after that we need to read the things. For that thing, fs dot reducing. Okay, so here I'll use that thing. Okay, so whatever folders are there in my system, so I am able to see those things actually. So these are the things we have, I have in my system. So then I'm able to see those things actually. So basically the thing is like, so we can able to use that built-in modules in the REPL. For example, we can for example with the OS model, okay, we can check with the OS model. For that thing there is a const OS, okay, is equal to, I will import that OS as well. Okay, there is a OS. Okay, so I'll check that os.platform platform. Okay, so in my system, so this is Darwin. Okay, so in your system there is a different name actually, so we can able to see that platforms as well regarding the OS. Okay, and I'll check my that CPU model and all the things. For example, how means like os dot cpus, sorry, but not os. Okay, so yeah, you're able to see that model is the Apple M1, and speed is something regarding 2400, and we are able to see those like the remaining things. Okay, so the thing is like, so basically we can work with that built-in models as well. And basically we can use that asynchronous code with callback as well in the REPL. So we can also test that asynchronous code in the REPL using that callback. So how means like, so we can use that function called set timeout. Okay, so here I'll console that one, console.log. Here I'll update something, hello world. I need a 2-second. Okay, after 2 seconds we are able to see that our hello world things using the REPL. So here we are able to use that asynchronous code with the callback. Okay, and we can work with that promise as well. So basically that REPL also allows the testing the promises with the async and await. That how means so we can create one function. There is a function. So I'll use the fetch data. Okay, so here I will return the new promises. Promise. So I will do the resolve and the reject, and here I will use that set timeout, and here I will call that resolve. Okay, so here I will show that data fetched. I need a 3 second. Okay, I'll close. Okay, so this is the R function. So just we are fetching the data, in the set timeout we are called that result with the data fetched. Okay, so now we can able to see here. I'll call that fetch data function. Okay, first thing it will show the pending. After that we are able to see that. 1 minute, why it's yeah. So now here we need to use the dot then process. Okay, for that thing we will use that fetch data dot fetch data dot then. Okay, so here I'll use that console.log. Sorry, what happened? Console.log. Yeah, so now we are able to see that our data fetch. Okay, after 3 seconds we are able to see that our output. So this thing we are able to see. So basically we are able to we are able to see that working with that promises as well. And we can able to see that uh, that array methods. For example, array methods in the sense like data structures. We can able to see the data structures, for example set and map. Okay, so we can use the JavaScript's set and map collections in the REPLs as well. So how means, like, for example, so I'll create one thing. There is a numbers. Okay, numbers with the new set. There is a new set. Okay, I'll create the array 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, so here I'll add one more number, numbers dot add a 6. Okay, so here we are able to add the numbers as well, and we'll check the numbers. So for example, how means like yeah. So basically we can check, suppose yeah, for example, we have the number from the 1 to 6. So we'll check is that 3 is available in that numbers array or not. Okay, how to check in the sense? So basically we can use the numbers dot has with the 3. Okay, so now we are able to see that yeah, this is the available in our array. Okay, so we can able to see that 3 is available in that array. For that thing we have used that numbers dot has 3. So it's showing that true. We'll apply some different things. There is a has with the 10. So now it's giving the false. So we don't have the numbers 10 in the in that array. Okay, so here we can able to see that numbers dot a size. Okay, so size of that array we can able to see. Okay, so this is regarding the set. So we can able to see that maps as well. So for example, we can use that user map. Okay, so there is a new map. Okay, so there is a user map dot set. There is a name, and so here I will update. There is ABC. Okay, yeah, so I have updated the one data. The name is ABC. Okay, and I will set that age as well. There is a user map dot set. So there is a age is 30. Okay, so these are the two things in our that user map. So I'll do one thing. So I'll just I need to read that particular name. Okay, that for that thing we can use that user map dot get. So I'll use that name. Okay, so we are able to read that particular names. Okay, so we can able to see that that you use that certain map in the REPLs. Okay, and the thing is like, so we can use the required to load the local models. Suppose if we have the local file, okay, so we can load and use it in REPL as well. Okay, and apart from that thing, we can able to see that chaining methods in the sense like we can chain the multiple methods together. So for example, I will show you one thing. So let we have the one string. The string contains, there is a hello world. Okay, so I need the one thing, I need a one array. Okay, for example, so this is a one string. I want to convert this string, the I need the output like there is a hello and there is a world. So I want to convert this string into this array with we need to split those two words, like those two words, okay, as a two elements, okay, using that REPL, and we have to use that inbuilt methods like from the JavaScript. For example, how means, so we can use that str dot, we need to use the trim. Okay, and we need to make that capitalize. For that thing I will use that method called to uppercase. Okay, and I need to split those words. Okay, I'll use the split method, the split method. Okay, yeah, so we are able to see that thing actually, hello and world. Okay, the trim in the sense we are able to see those spaces, so we need to remove the spaces using that trim. Okay, and this is a true uppercase, so we are able to see that this content, like this content, it's a capitalized. Okay, and the splits we can able to see that there is a two elements like that. And basically we can create the class as well here in this thing. So many things we can able to see in this REPL, and we have some useful commands in that REPL. So we have some useful commands in the REPL. Okay, so first thing, there is a help. Okay, so it shows the available REPL commands. Okay, there is a help. Okay, so it will show the available REPL commands. Okay, and next thing, there is a exit in the sense, so right now we are in that particular REPL. Okay, so we want to exit from this REPL. For that thing we have to use that exit. So what is happening, exit. Okay, control C. Okay, yeah, so in our system, so we can use that for the exit purpose, we can use that that command, otherwise we can use that control.c. Okay, and apart from that thing, we have some other thing, editor. So why we are using the editor in the sense like it switches the to the multi-line code editor mode. So we have some other commands as well. There is a save file names, for example file name.js. So we can able to see that save the current REPL session to the file. So we can load the file name as well. So this is regarding that REPL. Okay, So for the real world scenario, um, for the real world scenario, we can test the functions. We can test the functions quickly. Okay, we can test the algorithm as a quickly. Okay, suppose like we can evaluate the simpler like simple one line functions as well, and we can we can check that quickly, check that how the Node.js modules like fs path and http works. Okay, so this is regarding that REPL. So do you have any doubt in this thing regarding that fs and fs model and REPL?
Oh, sir.
Okay. So next thing, so we need to understand like that how the DNS works. That how DNS works. Okay. So basically DNS is the thing is like it's a and domain name system. Okay, is it just like the phone number of the internet. Okay, so when you type in the web's address, for example, there is a www dot google.com. Okay, so when you type in the web address like www.google.com, okay, the DNS helps your browser to find the IP address, so which is the unique identifier of the web server hosting that website. Okay, this is the overview. Okay, we'll go to the step by step. The first step one, so domain name entry. Domain name, for example, scenario, we'll take one scenario. The scenario is like, imagine we are sitting in at your, like you are sitting at your computer or mobile. Okay, and you want to visit this site, okay, at www.com or like google.com. Okay, instead of remembering the complex number like 1920 like this. So this is the IP, which is an IP address. Okay, we can type this google like www.google.com. Okay, so which is which is much easier to remember actually, instead of typing that IP address. Okay, so when you type the domain name into the browser address, okay, that browser that address bar, and that first thing that happens is that your browser needs to figure out where to go. Okay, and but it can't directly understand that www.google.com, so without corresponding that IP address. So it uses the DNS to map the domain name to an IP address. Okay, and the second step, there is a DNS query. DNS query. Okay, so here the thing is like here we can create one scenario. So the thing is like, so now your browser send a request, okay, and known as a DNS query. So your browser sends a request, okay, known as a DNS query, asking for the IP address, for this thing, asking for the IP address for this URL. Okay, and this request goes through the series of steps to find the correct IP address. The second step is a DNS query. So your browser send the request known as a DNS query, so asking for the IP address for this this site, that is a google.com. So this request goes through a series of steps to find the correct IP address. For the simple term, so that query start by asking the local DNS cache. So if it is already known that IP address of the domain, so then if it if it does, so then process is quick and easy. If not, so that query is sent to the higher level of the DNS server to continue that search. For example, so this is the our there is a google.com. Okay, so first we'll check with the nearest servers. Otherwise it will check in their system, otherwise it will check the nearest thing. Okay, suppose if it is not there in the nearest server, so then it will go to the next level of the high level of the DNS server. So we have the variety of the servers. Okay, for example 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, so it will check in the one server, it will check for the second server, it will check for this third server. Okay, so first I didn't get any thing from the first, second and third, so it will go to the high, it will the query is sent to the high level higher level server to continue the search. So this will happen under that DNS query. Okay, and third step we can able to see that in the third step so here it's a root DNS server. Okay, so if your local DNS server does not know the IP address, okay, it asks that a root DNS server to help. Okay, think of this as the master directory of the master directory that helps point to query in the right direction. So it will give the right direction to search the IP address. So basically that root DNS server is at the top of the DNS hierarchy. There are several there are the several of them worldwide, but it does not know that exact IP address about that google.com, but it knows that where to send the query next. The root DNS server directly directs the query to the appropriate top level domain. Okay, which is the responsible for managing the domain .com or .com or .organize .org, otherwise we can .net, .in. So these are the top level domain we can say. So which is the responsible for the managing the domain like the .com and .organize and .net. So these are the root DNS servers. Okay, in the fourth step, in the step 4, there is a TLD DNS server. TLD DNS server in the sense its query the query then goes to the top level domain top level domain DNS server. For example, if you are searching for the google.com, the DNS servers the DNS server will send the query to the .com. Okay, the thing is so when we are searching this google.com, okay, the root DNS server will send this root DNS server will send the query to the .com. So basically it's a TLD DNS server. So basically the TLD is like the top level domain server knows about the domains in the specific category. Like so we have the so many categories are there in the, like for example .com, .organize, .net, but they don't know exact IP address, but they know they know the authoritative DNS server for the domain. Through that we will get that thing actually. Okay, in the fifth step there is a authoritative DNS server. So here the query is sent to the authoritative DNS server for the google.com, and this server knows the exact IP address for the website, and it responds to the query for the IP address. So basically that authoritative DNS server is the final source of the truth. Okay, and it's where the actual data for the domain is stored, and this server hold the IP addresses of the website server. For example, if that google.com is hosted for this 192.2.1, so it will provide the IP address back to your browser. Okay, so after that, so we'll go to the next step, the step 6. So step 6, browser connect to the server. Browser connects to the server. Okay, so here the browser knows the IP address about the address of that google.com. Okay, it connect to the web server using that address. Okay, just like dialing a phone number. In the simple word, once the browser receive the IP address in the correct IP address, okay, it send request to the web server to at that address, and asking for the content of the website. Okay, like content of the website in the sense like HTML or HTML file. Okay, and the server responds with the website data, and the page is displayed in your browser actually. Okay, so these are the steps we need to follow for that entire for the DNS work, like regarding the DNS. First thing is the domain name entry. Second thing is the DNS query. Third thing is the root DNS server, and the fourth thing is the top level domain DNS server, and the fifth thing is the authoritative DNS server. Okay, and the sixth time we'll get back regarding that IP address. We'll see that visualization about this thing. So imagine DNS like a multi-step journey. Okay, so for example, first step, you typing that google.com, again google.com, okay, into your browser, okay, and the browser asks the local DNS cache. Okay, second step, okay, the browser asks your local DNS cache. Okay, if it does not know, the request is sent to the root level DNS server. First it will ask to the local DNS server, local DNS cache Okay, suppose if it does not know, then it will request sent to the root level DNS server, root level. Okay, in the third step, that the root DNS server sends the request to the .com. The root level DNS server sends the request to the .com. This is the .com is the top level domain. Is the top level domain DNS server. Okay, in the first step, so it's a .com. It's a top level domain server. It sends request to the the name is authoritative DNS service. This one. DNS server for that google.com. Okay, in the fifth step, so that authoritative DNS server respond with the IP address. So we will get that IP address 92.2.2.1. So we will get that IP address from the authoritative that DNS server. So it will respond with IP address. So now in the sixth step, we are able to connect to the IP address and load the local website. So here the browser connects to the IP address and that load the website. Okay, so these are the simple thing actually. So you need to know guys regarding this thing. For the scenario wise, if you imagine like we are trying to visit the friend's website on your mobile, like you entering the domain name is the friend's website. Okay, the domain name is the only friend's website, like same thing as a google.com. So same thing, it's a friend's website.com. Okay, so like your phone does not know like where to find that friend's website, so that sends to the send the request to your phone's DNS. Okay, and DNS first checks if it has the answer saved locally. Okay, so if not, then it asks for the root DNS server, which point to the .com in the sense it's a top level domain server. Okay, and the .com top level domain server, now the which server handle that friends website.com. So it sends a query to that server, and that server provide the IP address, and like your phone can now connect to the particular website called the friends website, and you can load their website as well. Okay, so basically we have the three components in that DNS. So these are the main three components in that DNS. The one which is, there is the key DNS components. Okay, the one which it's a root level, root DNS server. Okay, and the second thing, it's a top level domain server, DNS servers. Okay, and the third thing, there is a authoritative DNS server. I think the spelling is wrong. Okay, not just okay. Yeah, authoritative or DNS server. Okay, so in the root DNS server, it's a starting point for the DNS query. Okay, and like direct query to the top level domain server based on the domain extension. So domain extension in the sense that .com, .net, .in, .organize. Okay, in the top level domain server. So here handle the specific top level domains like .com, .net, .org, or .in. Okay, it direct the query to the correct authoritative server for the domain, and in this final thing we are able to see that exact IP address for that exact domain. Okay, then we are learning regarding the DNS. So why the DNS is important actually then? Then why DNS is important? So why means like DNS is the fundamental part of the how that internet works. Okay, it's enabling that easy access to website using that human readable domain, like human readable domain names instead of remembering the complex IP address. Okay, without DNS you would need to type that IP address every time you want to visit the website actually. The thing is like we want to convert that IP address into the human readable format. For that thing we need the DNS. Yeah, hi guys. If you have any doubt till now regarding the DNS,
No, sir.
what about Priyanka? Okay. What are the Okay, if you have any doubt, you can ask me now only. Otherwise, you can wrap up the session. So, like, if you have any queries on that